Alright, and welcome back. Jesus, I can't even do it. Just take it off. I don't think they could hear me. Surprise!
Yay.
It's Randy and David again here with another episode of The Wrestlers Dozen. I was getting lightheaded. Chase, my son, just does not have a big enough head for this.
Master Chief, I give you props.
We're wearing masks because we're talking about masked wrestlers. Surprise!
Boom.
It's October, and it made sense to us. So we're going to do our top 6 masked wrestlers. Obviously, there's a big tradition in Mexico. A lot of Mexican wrestlers on here. We kind of took liberties with a few of our nominees because, again, it's our list. We're going to have fun with it. We grew up on WCW and WWE, so you're going to see a lot of those names. We do give a shout out to one guy that neither of us really knew much about. But let's get right on to it with one that was, I don't know where he's going to rank. I liked him a lot in the 90s.
Yeah.
When we watched him. Legacy-wise, though, I don't know where he stands, and that's Jushin Thunder Liger, one of the mainstays of every opener of every WCW pay-per-view. And Nitro, for that matter. But, I mean, does he have much of a legacy past that?
In the U.S., not really.
Right.
Like, Japan, he's a goddamn legend. I mean, he's doing his retirement tour this year, and that dude can probably do an arm drop, and the crowd will go nuts because Liger doing it. Like, I wish we could have gone to Tacoma when he was doing his match there, but couldn't, obviously. But, yeah, he's in the States in the 90s. That was his legacy, his filming match. And just like you said, the WCW openers. And he had his one match with Tyler Breeze, which still baffles me it even happened. But
why not?
Yeah.
I mean, that was still in the infancy of takeovers and stuff, where it wasn't, here's just 5 fantastic matches.
Yeah.
And you still had a couple of throwaways. Not to say Liger and Breeze didn't have a great match,
Yeah.
but... Alright, so now we take a little bit of liberty. He stopped wearing the mask for a while, which happens with a lot of these guys, where they stop wearing. And that's Cain. He did wear a mask. He's a masked wrestler. Big boy. One of the bigger wrestlers ever to wear a mask. We have one more big guy in here. Spoilers. Debuted in 97.
Hell in a Cell.
At In Your House, Bad Blood, with the 2 Ds. Undertaker and... I still love that. It's like, Hell in a Cell. There's no escape. Oh, they escaped the cage. Now they're on top of the cage.
First time ever.
And now somebody just ripped the door off. You know, Hell in a Cell. But fantastic career. I mean, multiple championships, multiple different runs as bad guy, good guy. I liked his run with Daniel Bryan, with Hell No, kind of showed his thing.
Yeah.
He's now governor of all things. Obviously, very smart guy too. But wrestling career-wise, very good.
Yeah, his gimmick evolved just like The Undertaker. And obviously, they're brothers in storyline, but it seemed like their gimmicks can stay somewhat the same, but still more enough to keep them interesting. Sometimes they'd flop, like Biker Taker, I still hated, but I might be alone on that. But like when Cain was feuding with Undertaker and he had Paul Bearer as manager and that weird Hell in a Cell match, and it was awful. It's like he was preaching, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, Cain with the mask and he was indestructible monster. It was believable as a kid. I thought he couldn't be touched, and he was, he's way up there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up, another big man. Big Man Vader. For a lot of people our age, and we're in our mid-30s, Vader's most important run, I think, was kind of past him when we got into wrestling, excuse me. 'Cause I remember watching him just at the very tail end of WCW, and then the little bit that he was in WWE, and even then, he didn't really do much.
Like, he had the look, but
going back and watching some of these matches in the 80s, the dude was fantastic.
Yeah, he can go, because I think when I first started watching him, he was feuding with British Bulldog, and those matches were even great. Well, he had Harley Race as his manager, and he was quite the smarmy manager for him there. But yeah, I remember when he went to WWE, he was way jacked, and first few months were pretty solid, and then he was just Vader. But yeah, going back, like, researching on him, I was bored at work one day and hearing how there was nearly a riot when he beat Inoki for the title, and I think it was Inoki. But in like 3 or 4 minutes, and the crowd could not believe it, and it was a huge deal, but they saw something in him, and it was accurate.
He's going to move up the rank a couple of spots just because he was on Boy Meets World.
Yes. Great episode.
All right, so now for the guy that we don't really know a ton about. We're not wrestling historians, and even if we were, there's 9 billion federations out there. I apologize, but we should know this guy. But again, he didn't really do much in the States, and I mean it was a bit before our time. But El Santo, just wanted to give him a shout out just for history's sake.
Yeah, I heard like if you are in Mexico and you even knew tiniest bit about Mexican wrestling, you knew who El Santo was. And I guess to this day even, because he died, I think I saw in 84, 83. So he's been gone as long as we've been alive, and you still bring up El Santo in Mexico, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I remember him. Great wrestler, he was a movie star, all that good jazz, so you can't put someone off of a list even though we never saw him. Mm-hmm. But you can, if you have that kind of legacy still, you gotta get some props.
All right, and now the Mexican wrestler that we all know, he's been around for so long.
El Dandy. No. Yeah.
Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
It is weird going back and watching WCW matches. I cannot talk during this episode. I'm putting the mask back on.
Yeah, we don't know who Randy is.
But like his name was spelled differently. I've gotten so used to the WWE way. They don't even call him Junior anymore.
Yeah.
In WWE, but again, he started back 95, 96 in the States. Not to mention what he had done before that. And he was just a young kid. Now here he is still wrestling every week on television. Still a prominent figure.
Yeah.
Doing a great job getting some characters over. His whole series with Andrade, which I swear has been going on a year. I don't mind.
The best of 49 series.
Their matches are always good.
Yeah.
And fantastic little man.
Yeah.
He plays that role really well.
He's epic. Like, we've been watching a lot for other lists too, and he never disappoints. And even when we do an ECW one, he's not on the pay-per-views, but yeah, his old ECW matches even hold up today because he's just that good. And I think the worst of him was, I think it was like mid-2000s or something. He got weird and round looking at one point, like feuding with Edge. But that was just a quick spell. But other than that, he's outstanding. Like, I wish they could, like, present day, I wish they'd still give him a few more minutes with some of the top guys, because I know it would be outstanding. But I guess that's not his role at the moment, sadly. Except with Andrade, which I'm not complaining about still.
my only issue with Rey Mysterio, and we talked about it, I believe, on the SummerSlam episode, is for special matches, he always has to wear these crazy masks that are not like his normal, and they never stay on right. So he has to adjust them all the time, and it always just takes me out of the match. I don't know why. But he's one of those guys. A lot of them do it now, but he always has some kind of superhero gimmick at WrestleMania and changes it up all the time. But let's go for the last one. And again, we're taking a little bit of liberty here. But Mankind was in a mask. It was an awkward-looking mask, Leatherface-looking thing, which had a perfect spot for him to pull his hair out. Mm-hmm. And he didn't wear it the whole time. I mean, he had his other faces that he changed, Cactus Jack and Dude Love and just straight up Mick Foley. But when he was Mankind, he counts. He's on the list.
Yeah, I love that character because as a kid, that was one of the other believable characters until I thought a little bit and remembered he was Cactus Jack, but I didn't have the internet to confirm it at the time yet. But yeah, that feud with Undertaker, easily one of the top 5 feuds ever for me. And they could always revisit it. Obviously, Hell in a Cell. But even before that, the Boiler Room Brawl, I thought, was pretty crazy and ahead of its time. And throughout the years, he just always had it. I always wanted to see him, whether deranged or happy-go-lucky commissioner. I wanted to see him on my TV.
Right. He and Goldust, I think, were the last of that generation of over-the-top character-based characters. I'm not saying Mankind was a job, like Duke the Dumpster Drosy or whatever, but I mean, his whole gimmick was what's the problem with Mankind today. and everyone and his opening promos and stuff, and you're thinking, what's wrong with Mankind? And then you come to find out he's talking about himself while he's petting a rat or whatever in his opening vignettes. But yeah, he and Goldust came up about the same time. Both still had that early 90s over-the-top WWE feel, but with a little bit more edge to him. And
oddly enough, they still today and didn't do that gimmick.
Right.
I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, he would fit well with Bray Wyatt, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So there you go. Those are our top 6. I know we missed a ton, both in Japanese wrestling, Mexican wrestling. There was a ton that were in the WCW days. We just ended up with Jushin Thunder Liger, but there was a ton there that we could have chose from.
I'm sorry, AEW fans, but the Lucha Brothers need a few more years to make this list.
Yes.
No matter how awesome they are.
So now we have to rank these 6. And to me, Rey Mysterio is just a legend. I think he's one.
I think so too. Because since we've watched him, U.S. it's been over 25 years, getting close to it.
God,
and still
so
going.
Long. At least 25 years.
Yeah.
I think as far as the bottom goes, do you disagree that it's a battle between Vader and Jushin Thunder Liger?
Not really, because Vader, he was huge for his time.
Yeah, Vader's going to be whenever we do a big man list. Yeah. Vader's going to be way up on that one too.
Like I said, almost like it's like his WWF run hindered him.
Who's the better big man, Vader or Cain?
Oh wow, like in ring, I think Vader, but for longevity and keeping your name out there more, it's got to be Cain. It's got to be Cain. His debut.
Has Cain ever had like a fantastic match? Like you think Vader? I mean, there's another list we're going to talk about Vader for a match that everyone talks about with Cactus Jack.
Other than bells and whistles.
But he had fantastic matches with Flair and Sting. A lot of that is, you can say, is who's across the ring from him. But obviously Vader can go. Mm-hmm. I always enjoyed his match. It was convoluted as hell with Shawn Michaels. I don't think it just missed our SummerSlam cut because of all those shenanigans and restarts and stuff. But I thought the in-ring work was good. Cain has just been that solid guy that you don't think about, and he's just there and he does his job. Weird comparison, and it's only because was just having this discussion with somebody yesterday, but Cain is like Shin-Shu Chu in baseball, where you go, he's not that good, and then you look at his year-end numbers, and they're always pretty dang good.
Yeah,
he's a very solid player that you don't give enough credit to. Like, Chu's never going to be a Hall of Fame baseball player. Cain's going to end up being in the Hall of Fame just because he's been there for 25 years. Yeah. But there's never going to be a match that you go, boom, fantastic.
Yeah. He had one really good. I'm thinking feuds, because his feud with Edge I thought was great, but it wasn't like.
The marriage with Lita and stuff. Mm-hmm.
And even Matt Hardy, but yeah.
So
crap, that's an odd comparison.
That's tough. So it'd be these 3 in the bottom half, I think. Vader, Cain, and Liger. I think Liger 6th.
I think so, just for U.S. If we're outside of the U.S., probably number 1.
I don't know about number 1.
We're close to it. Japan doesn't.
Mil Mascaras was another big name.
No Yob.
Tiger Mask was another big name I had almost put on there. The Blue Blazer could have been on this list. I was just watching a thing on The Miz, the Canadian Kid or whatever he was called in for that one. I'm coming up with stuff. El Torito could have been on here.
Mr. America. Your favorite.
I wish they would have unmasked him. Did they? I don't remember. Yeah. That was during the time where I was kind of out of wrestling.
Yeah, that was an odd year.
Okay, so Liger, Cain, Vader.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So El Santo or Mankind? I think we have to go Mankind.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question for us. No, I would love to know more of the history of El Santo, and it'd be great to see a big documentary about him, but
I think in that Pixar movie, the one where they're in Mexico, can't remember the name of it. I don't know why. But anyways, I think El Santo's even mentioned in that too. I'm trying to think of it too.
I can see it, but somebody will tell us later.
Yeah, I think El Santo's even mentioned in that. And it's a Pixar movie.
The sad thing is, I don't think I've even seen that one. Coco, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We have went way off
fans.
base. We've done Pixar movies and baseball, and we had a Halo mask, and the entertainment value that we bring on this show is...
So on Broadway this week... Oh.
All right, what is on Broadway this week?
Shows. Probably Cats.
That's probably true. That trailer scared me. Scariest movie of the year. Pennywise, watch out. You got nothing on Cats.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our 6. We went way off base. I love it.
Yeah.
Number 1, Rey Mysterio. Number 2, Mankind. Number 3, El Santo. 4, Vader. 5, Cain. And 6, Jushin, Thunder, Liger. And then 7 is whoever you pick from the WCW days.
Yes.
La Parka, excuse me, and Ultimate Dragon.
So,
and
Mr. Badstreet. That guy. Top notch.
No. All right, so that is our list. What did you think? Of course, just hit that like button. It just takes 2 seconds, and we very much appreciate it. Share, comment. We love to hear other list ideas from you guys. And we will be back next Wednesday with another full-on episode. So for David, I'm Randy. Have a good day. Have a nice day. It's Mankind.
Oh, jeez.
God. I quit.